Shannon, tell us a little bit about the 19-year-old kid, the young catcher, Stephen Barron. We're going to have him on a little bit later on here on the Hot Stove League show. What's it like for this wide-eyed kid in the clubhouse?
Oh, it's been a treat to watch him, and wide-eyed is the perfect word for him. And it's kind of funny because he comes in and he has got a ton of confidence, which is something that Tom McNamara told us, which is something they seem to really like in their draft picks. He was the 33rd overall pick, and it was a big struggle for them to get him. He was accepted to Duke University, and he told me he was thinking about studying medicine if he went there. He's a smart kid. His dad was absolutely determined that he was going to go to college and not play pro ball. His mom said it was kind of up to him a little bit more, but he said he got into arguments with his dad. The Mariners dispatched Roger Hansen to stay near the family for 2 weeks and try and talk them into signing. And he said when he got the contract in front of him, that was it. And kind of as a reward, and part of the contract was he got to come to camp, and he was here the first day, and keeping his mouth shut as a 19-year-old should, but the eyes are wide open. He's taking everything in. He was asking me questions when I came over to interview him. Tell me about Ichiro. Tell me about Ken Griffey Jr. Roger said right now you just got to let him, get acclimated. You let him. He kind of stands around. His eyes are big, and you can't really. Roger's known for really beating up catchers, but the important thing is that he get a good feel for this before Roger really starts to go to work on him. But he can catch. It's one of those things where you're watching a bullpen and you go in thinking you're going to be watching the pitchers, and something catches you out of the corner of the eye, and it's this kid catching. He's got real soft hands. He's really quick. He got to catch Felix Hernandez the second go-round on the bullpens, and, did a great job on that, didn't drop anything. A couple of funny stories. I mean, he sometimes zigs when he needs to zag. Every now and then you'll look up, and all the catchers will be coming out with bats in hand, and he'll come running out with full catcher's gear on. He's going the wrong way. Another thing was in his first bullpen, and Walk saw this and just about died, but he was, anxious to do well, and there was a ball that he blocked, and it got away from him, and he was in the end of the bullpen where 4 pitchers were throwing. It bounced towards the middle, and he just instinctively scrambled after it, and he heard everybody yell, "Stop throwing!" because he could have had his head taken off by one of the other pitchers. And I'm like, well, I've never seen that before.
It's going after it.
He didn't do that again.
Right, and I imagine he won't. Shannon Dre, a couple more minutes.
And the other just charming story that you never know how far down the line it'll turn into something is your 19-year-old catcher. He has charmed everybody this spring with his work and sort of his wide-eyed innocence and fascination with all things clubhouse and on the field. He calls all writers sir, which of course is really nice for us.
For right now.
You don't get that from anybody over 19. But, I mean, when Junior walked in, somebody was comparing it to having a puppy and your tennis ball in your hand. And wherever the tennis ball goes, the head goes. He couldn't get enough of watching Junior. He was just absolutely thrilled, and he's been sort of like that with almost everybody. He's just happy to see everybody come in every day. He can't stay in the clubhouse long enough. He's one of the first guys there. He's one of the last to leave. On the field, he's a hard worker. And Don Wakamatsu, who has a little history with catching, really likes this guy's abilities. So it's not like he's a charmer who can't play. He's a charmer who can really hold his own. And I don't think they feel he's all that far away.
Larry LaRue with us here on the Hot Stove League show. Larry, and when we come back, we will hear from that young man. A lot of great things being said about the young catcher.
Charming,
definitely is
charming.
one of those. And we will hear more from him. We'll hear from him himself. Stephen Barron will join us. He was born in December of 1990.
Wow.
Now that makes me feel old, and I'm not that old.
I've got T-shirts older than that.
Well,
I'm wearing one.
Maybe we need to take you shopping. That's a different story. Stephen Barron joins us. It is the Hot Stove League when we come back. 710 ESPN Seattle.